Andrew, did you have?
Yeah. So the PT on the bottom of the screen, it says, so survivorship is automatic, but then it says in North Carolina, survivorship must be intentionally written in the title.
Yeah. When we, on the state, I'm sorry, on the national portion of the exam, when we're testing you on joint tenancy, it is safe to assume that the survivorship is automatic. Now listen, as you're studying, I want you to think of tenancy by the entirety as being automatic survivorship, okay? But the reason this is correct to say it this particular way is that why would you ask for joint tenancy if you did not want survivorship? That's the logic that we're telling. So as we set up a test question for you, if we tell you it's joint tenancy, it's safe for you to assume that it includes the right of survivorship. Does that make sense to you? Then stop right there, okay? Some of the wording that goes along with it does get a little bit confusing, but stay true to what I want you to know. Property is owned by 3 or more joint tenants and one conveys, the new owner becomes a tenant in common. Do you see that that's this problem right there? Oh wow, that's a problem topic on the exam. So cool, I'm glad we did discuss that. Y'all feel okay about what it's saying on that slide? Okay. Tenancy by the entirety. It says favored in North Carolina, but of course that means if you're married. So tenancy by the entirety, yes, it is favored, but only if you're married. Unity of possession. Owners must be spouses when title is received. Does that make sense based on the way we talked about it? Ownership interest must be equal. Technically, both of you own, the marital entity owns it all. Both parties must sign deed to convey. I promise you guys, listen, if you're in the field and you go out and do a listing presentation to a married couple that holds title as tenants by the entirety, if you can't get both signatures, don't bother taking the listing. You're not going to be able to convey it without both signatures. In a marital interest, you only needed one signature. Technically, the other signature was just there to waive their right in the property. But you can't even earn your commission on tenancy by the entirety without getting both of them from the start. I did not say this, but see if this makes sense to you. What things would terminate tenancy by the entirety? Tenancy by the entirety, what things would terminate it? Divorce. Now, listen closely. Listen closely. Can divorced people own property together? Yeah, I'm not recommending it, but clearly divorced people can own property together. But the minute that they're divorced, they cannot hold it as what? Tenants by the entirety. They would become tenants in common. Okay? And at that point, they would be 50-50 unless there was a contract or agreement otherwise. And then death would also terminate tenancy by the entirety. Death would terminate tenancy by the entirety. The surviving spouse would hold title how? So, in severalty, because there's no one else to hold title with at that point. Yeah?
So you said survivorship is just in North Carolina?
No, survivorship, you'll hear this word around the nation. What I was cautioning you on is that North Carolina treats joint tenancy a little bit different than the rest of the nation does. But remember, when you go to take the state exam, you're going to test on a national section and a state section. Joint tenancy is on the syllabus on the national side. Okay? And so that's why we stick to very basic rules on joint tenancy. Okay? Yeah?
I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but back to your example with the brothers buying the property.
Yes.
So when you like the acronym PIT, you can have PIT, but unless you put it on the deed, it's still not joint.
That is perfectly said. Just because you meet the unities of joint tenancy, possession, interest, time, and title, you still must ask for it, and it must be written correctly in the deed if you're going to get joint tenancy. Okay? Perfect. All right. I'm through talking about that. Cut the tape, please.